Nice. Our bobbing heads in the background dancing around always brings me joy, and I always have to try hard not to laugh at it. So like I always am like on the verge of breaking right at the beginning.
That is great. That is a great tidbit for the fans. An extra episode to close out the season for the fans. We had to bring back the awards. Last year we did mid-season awards. We did those again this year, but we wanted to reprise them, both to take some credit because we're good at this. Some of our selections are solid, and then also we have some new ones. We have some new fun ones that we wanna wrap the season on, because we couldn't end the show season with Joe pontificating at us. That just couldn't have been the way we ended this season.
Also need more Laker digs.
Need more. We will get those in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Always
by the way,
need more Laker digs.
not in the
Lakers
playoffs.
Are bad. They are bad.
The non-playoff law. I can't. Okay, first let's start there.
Sitting at home. Go on.
I know, like, Vogel is a fine coach, and it is ludicrous that they fired him and didn't clean the front office out. Like, how can they even, like, what world?
I know. Like, I've never heard of a team that had a cutthroat GM who just threw the coach under the bus to save his own ass when he constructed a bad roster. That's just completely foreign concept to me. That's never happened before.
I hate.
Can you sense my sarcasm?
How's it
because it's literally the O'Shea playbook. Like, he did literally the exact same thing. Like, almost even like the time between the things that happened. Like, he fired Stotts 2 seasons after he got to the Western Conference Finals, and they fired Vogel 2 seasons after they won a title.
At least, like, you know, we had talked on the show that, like, Stotts was getting a little slow.
He needed to go. It was a change. He needed changes. Everybody needed changes, but that roster was awful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I was looking through, I was thinking about, like, draft people who I would like to draft, and we could talk about this later, but they literally haven't had, like, a starting caliber NBA forward in 7 years. 7 years. One forward. Like, you know, maybe you could argue Nasir Little is going to be one. And maybe you could argue that Rocco was one, but he's not right now. He's coming off the bench. Like, anyway, we'll save that one for later.
Yeah, we will end the season as we should, with a market appraisal of Tank City. But until we get there, we do have some wonderful awards. Let me bring those up. We need more producers.
Yeah, you got the hiring postings out for next season.
Yeah, we're a values-driven podcast. It's really hard to find good help these days.
Oh yeah, mission-driven.
Mission-driven. I need 8 cover letters to really evaluate. It's really hard to get candidates. So
yep, and also we'll pay you an exposure.
you got to do it for the fans. That you got to want to do it.
This is the love of the game thing.
Oh man! All right.
Do love the picture still.
Yes, super good picture. Nat, how is this going down? Tell the fans how do we do these awards to close it out?
Well, we picked a few different categories. We did this in the mid-season, and a lot of these are the same. Like, we went back through these and looked at them again, and a lot of them you're gonna see are the same as before. If there's a second one, you'll see that's what we picked at the mid-season. But we'll start off with the Anthony Bennett.
That's half the fun of these awards is remembering the guys and then being sad.
He's the only thing preventing this from being like 4 different Blazers that we have to choose from.
yes.
Or maybe and Michael Candy. That's the only other one.
Not Darko.
Darko is number 2.
Oh, that's right. That's true. That's right.
I mean, that was pretty bad as loaded draft. Anyway, moving on. So that one stayed the same. That was both you and I. Michael Porter Jr., who got COVID 13 times and then his back flared up, probably from long COVID. And Damian Lillard, who I mortgaged my whole team for. And he played like 10 games after I traded him and shut down for the season, which like, you know what? if the Blazers are really good next season because he finally went and healed up his ab injury that he's had for like 6 years, I will take this down year for my team in exchange.
Was he fully shut down yet when we even did this, or did it just exacerbate the badness of this draft pick?
He was not fully shut down yet.
Yeah. So you should claim full credit. I got an injury, and I'll take credit for overdrafting.
I mean, that's an injury too.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he shut down. Like, if that team was good, he would have kept playing.
We could, if we're just going full injuries, my argument's still Zion since he hasn't played the entire season. But
yeah, we probably should have edited that. Actually, yeah. I think you're right. I think Zion is. Zion was the same round as Porter, I believe.
No, second round.
Second round. Okay.
I made this argument. Good fans will remember that I advocated strongly for being unjustly persecuted just because everybody hates Michael Porter Jr.
The reason it was Michael Porter Jr. is because not only was he hurt the whole season, it was a bad pick at the time. Like, if he played every game, it still would have been a bad pick.
Fine. Moving on.
Yep. But yes, I do amend this. Probably Zion should be at the top, if not at least have his picture in there somewhere.
Okay, fair. It's noted. We will note it for the record.
Yeah.
So the next one, my favorite personal award, the Dennis Rodman Sleeper Award.
I love that it's Spurs Dennis Rodman too, not Pistons or Bulls. Like, yes. Where he made his metamorphosis into the worm, like what he became. And it remains Miles Bridges, who finished the season as a top 20 guy picked in the 12th round. Just amazing value. You can't ask for more. Hopefully he'll get real life paid commensurate with his greatness. That
is he up for renewal this season?
He's up. He's free agent.
Oh, he gonna get paid.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of contract year guys this year that
they're all restricted though, which is not as fun.
Nah, not as fun. That's fair.
So, like, they're not gonna people don't throw big offers at restricted free agents anymore.
Speaking of people who are nearing free agency but on a player option.
Oh man. Well, he's got one more year. He's got one more year here. No, I wonder, like, what can you do with a $47 million expiring contract? There's got to be a creative GM out there who's like, I could do something with that. I could make that work.
$47 million, as I had informed some people offline.
A third of the cap.
A third of the cap. It is more than 3 whole baseball teams' entire roster's salaries this year. 3 whole Major League Baseball teams pay their people less than Russell Westbrook will make by himself. Which is ridiculous. So is that an indictment of Westbrook or an indictment of the fact that baseball doesn't force anyone to pay their people? Because the highest paid player in baseball makes $43 million. So yes. It's not that there are single baseball players who make more than entire team payrolls already. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
It is indictment of baseball 100%. The Orioles, the Pirates, and the Athletics literally don't try.
Well, the Athletics are just doing it so they can tank and sell and move to Vegas.
Ugh, God, why would you play baseball in Vegas? Anyway, so noting Mr. Westbrook's foibles, we have the Lakers inaugural most disappointing team of the year.
Before we move to the winner, let's just celebrate this a little bit.
Yes.
It's worth celebrating, and it's worth thinking about the fact that they had Buddy Hield all queued up to trade for much less than they gave up Westbrook for. They could have had Hield, kept Caruso, and good luck everybody else.
And they would have probably got somebody else in the Hield trade. Like, they would have got some random scrub, I'm sure.
I believe I think there was somebody else in there. I think it was Bjelica, or how do you ever say his name?
Bjelica? I mean,
Bjelica.
he was a stud
too.
He was a stud for the Warriors this season.
Yeah, he does stuff. I mean, he's a guy who goes out there and makes shots. He could put ball in basket, which says a lot more than 13 of the 15 players on that team.
And also Hield, after getting thankfully traded from the Kangs, he was putting up like 25, 6-6 on the Pacers like every night. And like it's the Pacers, but he can do that. Like he's a good player.
I
Like,
remember when the rumors were happening and it was like they're trading for Hield. And I was like, oh God, no. It's like the perfect thing for them. And then it was like, oh, they're trading for Westbrook. Oh, thank God, it's the worst possible thing for them.
it is.
And they gave up everything they had for him. Like not only was trading for him bad, but like the opportunity cost of losing Caruso in free agency, the like trading Caldwell Pope and Kuzma, who are both very useful players. Like imagine if that team even just had Kuzma. Like
It's shocking. It's shocking how bad. It's shocking just truly how obviously stupid like not getting the right players were. And like
this is why
unbelievable.
Front offices need to make these decisions, not individual players. Because individual players don't think about fit and scheme. They think about we're really good at basketball. The three of us are gonna run this shit. Like when also, in actuality, like these guys never fit together ever. I mean, you could even argue that Davis and LeBron is kind of an awkward fit.
They don't like they don't play well together. Like they play on. It was like the worst of the Celtics, like 3-4 years ago, where you had 5 people playing next to each other.
All do the same thing. Yeah.
They are on the court and they play basketball. They don't play basketball together in a positive environment. But they did
the 1 year that when they won the title and Vogel got them all being like crazy super defense that like they could score 8 points and it didn't matter because you were only going to score 6 because every time because you had Caruso up front and then like and Caldwell Pope and then every time and if you got by them, oh wait, there's Davis and LeBron waiting for you. Good luck.
Right. Like you could play a system defense and that actually made sense. Amazing how that works. Shocker.
Yeah, Vogel will be just fine.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously gonna get picked up. There's lots of teams with bad coaching.
And I'm sure he's like pretty psyched about this whole thing. He doesn't have to be part of this anymore because it's not like they could get out of it.
Like, yeah, that's what like.
I don't know what's available to them.
I mean, who even takes that job for? You have to just hope that like you're gonna have 1 year of garbage and then maybe it gets better, but then maybe everybody leaves. Like LeBron could go the year after this, and like what are you and Davis could just be broken eventually. Like he is not gonna age. Like Davis is got a couple seasons left. He barely makes it.
29 years old.
But he can barely make it through a season, and
he plays about half to 2/3 of a season every year, and
he's not motivated clearly to do anything of
really
interest.
I mean, he might be he's probably motivated. Some people's bodies just don't hold. Like I am a person like him, who, no matter what, cannot stay healthy. Oh, someone just got tried to storm the court in the Minnesota Clippers game, I think.
Nice. I'm not saying he doesn't play because he's not motivated. I'm saying he's also doesn't seem motivated on top of his body not helping him either. Like he just doesn't seem like he wants to be there when I watch the Lakers. Like, Does
anybody?
No.
Nobody wants to be there.
No. LeBron at least is, preternaturally motivated to be crazy and like he wants to play for his son. What all, he's got those motivators like I don't know, Davis. What's keeping you around? Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know the coach that they're gonna hire. Maybe they'll get Lou again.
No way, never in a million years would he leave the Clippers.
Yeah, next season. Yeah, he's been waiting for next season to happen. Basically,
I mean, this team could randomly get Kawhi back and win a title. Yeah. They could very much win the championship this year if Kawhi comes back.
Is he even? Is that he's not that close? Is he?
It's possible. I mean, the timeline is right around now.
That'd be crazy.
if they get out of the first round and like, I could see it. It's a good team even without him.
That's fair.
They play very hard, and Lou is a really, really good coach. Like, I feel like he's wildly underrated. The stuff he tries stuff nobody will ever try. And that's like the most fun thing about a playoff coach is like when they just start throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I'll take that. That's fair.
I don't know what on earth is happening in this game, but like they've just stopped playing.
Well, they don't show if there's people on the court, they have to tackle them and they don't show them to like because they don't want to give people credit. so that it takes a long time to like, handcuff them and then remove them from the floor after spearing them onto the ground.
They dumped something on the court, apparently. Somebody did.
Oh, maybe they dropped like paint on it. Are they protesting? That'd be exciting.
Ooh, that'd be much cooler than something else. Well, they're back now. Anyway, moving on. So,
Detour.
Anyway, give me one trade for the Lakers you think that would make them better. What do you think?
Wait,
that
like
they could logically do?
I don't even know, because like you got to get rid of Westbrook. Like you can't. They got nothing. And on who take? I couldn't even tell you who could even do that. The Blazers. Like
no. Trade John Wall for him again.
Yeah. What is even possible? Like some other team would have to. I can't. I literally can't imagine a trade. Like they'd have to dump Davis.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm machinating here. So what the end result? Westbrook goes home to OKC.
That home.
OKC gets a gazillion picks for it, but from a number of teams. The Lakers get Christian Wood from the Rockets to fill the Davis role. Never mind. This is gonna take too long. Let's
a whole show. It's a whole show.
I'm thinking of like an 8-team trade that ends up with like Davis on the Celtics. Anyway, so the winner of the most disappointing, the Lakers' most disappointing team award is Big Stack, my buddy Danny, who did not really try very hard or set his lineup. But, he drafted Jokic, by far and away the number one player, who...
Not even close.
Not even close. And probably is good for a couple wins just on his own.
Absolutely.
And, I think Jokic got frustrated being on his team. That's why he got these ejections.
Oh, man. This is a good example of like the NBA discipline policy is not strong enough. That cheap shot on Morris was like
that needed to be a lot more suspending.
So many more games. That was just that could have. I mean, he didn't play for a long time, and that is a literal bull like goring somebody in the back. Like that was just a blind cheap shot. That was so bad.
In addition to Jokic, though, he had Vucevic, who was top 20. He had Pirtle, who was top 25.
Yeah, he had a great season. He had an amazing season.
Yeah, crazy shot blocking. And like he also had some other guys. Like he had De'Aaron Fox, he had Wiggins, Oubre, et cetera.
He just was only playing 7 or 8 guys a week most weeks. Like he would have been very good all season if he set his lineup.
So
agreed.
That's our Laker man.
We'll have to address
also
that next
look
season.
at Morris rocking the composites in that last picture, the air foams. Love those. Anyway, those are some of my favorite old school.
I'm not a sneakerhead, so I cannot comment on these shoes.
So this is the Spry Young Chap Award this is essentially our rookie of the year. We Scotty Barnes looks very surprised to have won this award.
Even though he shouldn't be.
Just like we are all surprised at how well the Toronto Raptors did this season. See what I did there? 6 seed that nobody wants to play, specifically because lots of people aren't going to get to play because they're not vaxxed. So that's going to disqualify Jaylen Brown. It's going to disqualify Kyrie. It's going to disqualify...
They're playing the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, they're not playing the Celtics. They're playing Philly, but it disqualifies Thibault. So... lots of guys getting impacted by this. So that's kind of a fun home court advantage right there.
Hell yeah.
For them.
That's awesome. Good on Canada.
Yep. And so, I mean, he was nuts. He was the 4th pick. They passed on Jalen Suggs for him. So it's, foreseeable that maybe he could have been an Orlando Magic man instead of a Toronto Raptor. And I wonder how his season would have went that way. But clearly, like, just an all-around stud. Our midseason was Franz Wagner, who is probably a top 3 rookie of the year finisher. Anyway, it's probably between Scotty, Mobley, and him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough pick. Like nobody will be mad about any of those
This is
three.
one of
Like,
the better rookie classes in history. Like,
yeah, it's
you
and
know,
it's deep. There's gonna be a lot of guys. Like Dosunmo had a crazy season. I mean, he started for the back
Giddy
half of the
was a
season.
stud. Like Davion Mitchell came on really big for the Kings at the end of the season.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of guys who are gonna play a lot of minutes as like starting NBA players over the years from this
Jalen
draft
Green
class.
turned it up big time at the end of the season. He scored 30 in 6 of the last 7 games.
Oh, yeah, I kept every
Yeah.
game I got. Man, if I didn't wash out the first round of the playoffs, I think I might have won. Like my
Yeah,
team was
all your garbage men
smoking.
got really hot.
Yeah, my garbage was on fire.
You were a garbage fire. Perfect.
Exactly.
That really is a perfect analysis of your season.
Yes.
All right. What do we got next? Another Vince Carter award.
Yes.
The man
We
who
did this
played
on
in
purpose.
4 decades or whatever.
Yes.
Cranky old man award.
This is my favorite Vince Carter pose because I feel him in this photo. Like I understand.
You could see the knee pain in his face. Like, I don't know if I'm getting up from this. And it's LeBron.
I feel like
he has so much reason to be cranky. Like, if anyone has reason to be cranky, it's him. Although really he did this to himself. So really not cranky.
It's true. And I feel like it just compounded through the season too. Like he got broke at the end of the season. People were like, "Does he even care about basketball?" Because he probably like broke his ankle. Like,
yeah, he's probably like didn't walk for 2 days, but then put his sneakers on, scored 30.
Probably.
But,
so I think still the right pick.
Yeah, he was. I think he ended up number 4 in the per game rank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously missing 20 to 25 games in the season. The Julius Randle coming out of nowhere award probably really needs to be renamed because Julius Randle less good this season. Not 2022 All-Star or NBA player Julius Randle.
Yeah, we need a new one.
Yep, so we'll have to rename that. This one stays. It's still DeJounte Murray, who finished number 2 overall in our ranking, behind only Jokic. He had, I think, 13 triple doubles. He pulled the Spurs into the play-in, where we will all be rooting for them against the New Orleans Pelicans for Portland Trail Blazer draft pick reasons. And he's a Seattle boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him in the Crawford Pro-Am.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I missed the Pro-Am. Gotta get
From what I hear, he'll be back this summer. So you better get in on that. You better get a squad to roll up.
I need the squad. It's no fun by myself because I can't heckle. I can't heckle. Heckling by yourself is weird, right? You can actually get cut for that.
Speaking of heckling, Jalen Noel, the guy who Mr. 4 for 32, playing for the Timberwolves right now in this playoff game.
Wait, what? 4 for 32?
Remember he was getting heckled by that Clippers guy? He shot 4 for 32 in the Pro-Am game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So many good Pro-Am moments.
Yes.
I love it.
You didn't go to the Jamal Crawford bachelor party game, did you?
No.
Okay. That one was insane. Chris Paul, LaMarcus, all kinds of people. All right, the Diamond in the Rough award for Dort.
Forever Dort.
I love Dort. And it's you, of course. That makes total sense. Desmond Bane, who held on to that for most of the season. Sat right around 20 to 25 in the ranking. He was only just 2 spots ahead of Bobby Portis for the Bucks, your great regret of the season. Who finished 29th despite losing a ton of time and minutes at the end of the season.
Yeah, he was on if we did this like 3/4 season, I think he would have been on top. He was like top 15 for a while when he was starting every game and playing 35 minutes.
That Memphis team is so crazy. It's just so deep.
I hope
freaking John Conchar got a triple double the other night.
I hope they win. Like honestly, like they're my dog right now. Like horse. They're my horse right now because that will be awesome because they're just fun and
they're
cool.
A very interesting case for whether like their Euro 405 Pistons does depth beat top line talent because like no one has depth like them but their top line talent is nowhere near as good as like the other top teams. So I'm very curious to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
This Clipper Minnesota game is like a 90s playoff game. They're just beating the hell out of each other.
I could see that.
Rocco just like got away with an obvious flagrant on D'Angelo Russell, and they didn't even like look at it. They were just like, all right, all good. Anyway, moving on. The Men at Work, as named by you. I've never actually seen this movie, by the way.
Oh, it's terribly awesome. I mean, it's like classic. I mean, it's Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, like pure 90s, like I don't even know if it's good anymore. Like, but it's like that's what it is.
I read the description of it. I was like, yes, this seems highly entertaining.
Yes.
The Garbage Man of the Year award goes to Mr. Drew Eubanks, graduate of Oregon State University, and
a Beaver.
Ex-Spur, current Trailblazer, was number 7 in the rank over the last 30 days of the season, which says a lot about the tank power of the Blazers. And if you ran that on a per game basis, Josh Hart would have been our winner of this award because he was 11th on the per game basis over the last 30 days.
Nice. I'm all for the tank. As I said, I just missed, I think, showing the full power of the Garbage Men in the playoffs.
You needed one more week. You needed like the fantasy football playoff where it's like the 2-week series.
That's a good idea.
You might have taken it. You might have gotten somewhere if you had the 2-week Joe. Series. Yep.
I did lose to the winner, so I can take solace in the loss to the champ. But
my team still died. Sad. I have nothing.
We got nothing. Yeah. All right.
Oh, Tony Snell. God, I love the Tony Snell line. He did another one this year.
Another zeros?
Yeah. So he knows how to do it. So this one also goes to Desmond Bain. Let me pull this up. Okay.
Okay, you mentioned this before, and you're gonna say it again. I didn't realize the also his jersey.
Yes. Okay. So Desmond Bain, he had a rough game. He shot 4 of 18, which is 22.2%. He also had 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls. His number is 22. The game was played on February 22nd, 2022.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was. That is the weirdest game in the history of sports.
That is the Mitch Hedberg line of sports. That is the just press 2 for a while stat line in the history of sports. That is unbelievable. You think he tried? You think he tried? Honestly, you think he tried to do that?
No.
That's crazy. That's
no
crazy.
Way. I mean, it just has to be like there has to be a coincidence. Although that's too many twos. Too many twos.
It cannot possibly have been.
Now, did he maybe like commit a garbage foul at the end of the game? And like someone told him about it, and he's like, "Dude, okay, take the foul."
I'm gonna have to go find somebody asked him that question, like the post-game interview. Like, did you know that you
did anyone know about it? Like,
yeah, it's true.
Find out about it the next day when somebody put it together.
For being a bad line, probably nobody did.
Mm-hmm. And at the midseason, that was Josh Giddey, my boy.
Heartthrob photo, by the way. I forgot. Yeah. This is in the soul. It's like looking at my soul.
He's smoldering. Yeah, smoldering. He had 0 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in a game this season.
Such an amazing stat line.
Which is pretty nuts. He then went on to have like 4 triple doubles in a row. Like about a month later, before Oklahoma City was like, "Okay, guy, calm down. You're doing too well. We're gonna shut you down because we need to tank more." And that was pretty much the end of my season right there.
Question: do the Thunder try next season?
I think they're ready to go for it.
And
honestly, like,
are they gonna go get a guy? Are they gonna go get a star?
No, I don't think they need to. I think they want to do the Memphis route. I think they want to go depth and young people. It depends on who they get. If they get like Chet or Banchero or someone like that, and that guy is an immediately good, like Gilgeous-Alexander, that guy, Giddey, and then the various other people they have, like they've got some good young talent. Like it's probably time to start doing stuff because like they have so many other picks that at some point, like, it becomes superfluous and like there's no point of having them because you
Right.
can't only you don't want to have 15 rookies because not only is nobody experienced and you'll never be good. If they are good, you have to pay them all at the same time, and then you have like the
Right.
world's largest salary.
You got to press the button to go and then go get some stars to round it out
Right.
with the assets.
But like, if they wanted to package like 10 of those picks and go get like pissed off Jaylen Brown after the Celtics collapse, or like, which they may not, or they might, you never know. Or, you know, pissed off Harden comes home, or maybe pissed off Embiid. I don't know. Like, yeah, they have all the, if they, whenever they decide to go for it, they have more than anybody else. Because they could also like say, we'll give you 1 million picks. So you could also have Giddey, who is a very attractive player, both physically and in basketball sense.
I'm glad you did it because I was going to be like, in many dimensions.
Yes.
And so with that, with our final award, as is tradition, the Billy King Active GM Award, famous.
I'll let you call this one out.
Yes, famous for the trade of the century, given to the most active GM last season. Current winner Joe took the mantle. Unsurprising to the fans, I have taken the crown for this season. I couldn't even finish the collage because I had too many.
There was too many moves.
There's too many moves. I think I had 57 in total, just 4 a week, 3 a week. I use the limit most weeks.
That kid love picture is something else.
Oh, it's perfect. I featured that prominently.
Yeah, he's really like man spreading in the collage there. He's taking up a lot of space.
I'll highlight a few of my favorite areas. There's
the Sengun one is really good. Also, like, he would have been a good one to hang on to.
He was up and down. He's up and down.
He got hot at the end because they shut down.
Yeah. I had him many times throughout the season. I think I have multiple pictures of him.
Yeah, here's another one at the bottom.
Yes, and I think I need to add one more actually. I have a Blazers corner at the bottom left, which I find I like the. There are multiple shots of, I think, is that Bridges or Payne?
That's Cameron Payne. Yeah.
There are multiple photos we've had on this thing of Cameron Payne getting like fallen on for whatever reason.
He's an unlucky guy, huh?
And his faces are all excellent. And then Blazers corner, and then I was able to capture a couple doubles. So Poku and Gary Trent Jr. together.
That's such a great Poku picture. He's like, watch me throw this no-look pass, guys.
It was perfect.
I'm so fancy.
And then Love and Marketing together, which admittedly much easier.
I appreciate that your collage just like overtaking the logos in the corner. Like it's like eating the whole page.
That's true. Again, I'm like short like 15 people. I'm not even close. I had to take. I just didn't have enough time. I wasn't prepped. I also enjoy Marcus Morris on the floor, which is or maybe Marquise.
Where he should
Marcus.
be.
Yes, where he should. Also
where he belongs.
Also the Otto Porter oh my back shot.
Where's his arm? What happened to his arm? Did it fall off?
Fine. So much goodness. Yeah. So too many moves. Actually, well, no. I feel like my garbage men strategy did pay off.
I mean, it got you to the postseason from what was a really disastrous start. So like
such a bad draft.
You kind of had to do it.
Yes. So that was it. That's the awards. So we did promise, I think, two things. Oh yes. So we need a final update from Tank City. So what kind of lease have you signed? So it's into the off season. So you gotta obviously reside there for the summer.
Yeah, we've got a summer house. Hopefully just a rental that we'll we're just gonna party in for a couple of months, like bring some new guys in, see how they do, get to know each other, and in the fall we're getting serious and back to work, going home, getting out of Tank City. Yeah, it's a short stay.
You use a 3-month lease, or you're gonna go for the year and just hope you don't need it?
No, I'm hoping. I'm gonna say it's just a summer lease, and come fall we'll be back in business.
What? All right, give me one move the Blazers are going to make this summer.
Well, they're 100% going to trade for Jeremy Grant, whether we like it or not. Which, he will be the best forward they've had in 7 years. Unquestionably, by like 1,000 miles.
That is really sad.
And he's good. He's a fine player. I've said it before here on this pod and elsewhere in many heated text conversations. He
very fine player.
He just can't be your second best player. If he's your fourth best player, you're rolling, but he can't be your second best player. So either Simons has to go nuts and, this is now somehow not a problem where we just have 2 6'3" guards who are defensively deficient. Somehow this time it's not a problem.
I think they trade Simons.
No, they won't. They'll give him every dollar he asks for. They're so in love with him. They would trade Dame before they trade him, I think, personally. So he's getting paid. He's there forever. Dave's getting paid. Nurk's getting paid. The team's going to be that. They're going to swing for Grant. They'll probably keep their other pick, assuming there's somebody available. They have a very good. They have a pretty good. They have like a 38% chance of it being top 4. So like that's not nothing. They could, and 3 of those top 4 are all like 4 or 5 guys, which is exactly, or like 4 guys, which is exactly what they need. So, do they trade for Jeremy Grant if they end up with Banchero or Chet, because then you've just drafted a 4 and traded for a 4?
Would they get Chet though with Nurk? Does that make sense?
No, Chet's a 4. Chet's 100% a 4. He can't play 5. He's not big enough. And if you could put him, and if like ideally you want him with a shooting center, so that they could flip flop, or a quick center who could play on the perimeter a little bit, so he can flip flop and be down low, help man. But like you can't have him guarding centers basically.
Gotcha.
He's just too thin. But he's very good at the rim. Like he's super good rim defender. So
that's a weird combination.
He's you have to like, it's kind of challenging. You have to pair him with the right people. And if you don't pair him with the right people, he probably busts.
So obviously going to bust because
teams are dumb.
NBA GMs are just so smart.
Yeah. I mean, he'd probably do well at Houston. Like him and Wood, that would be a good combo. And also, I feel like he'd work pretty well with all their other like scrappy young dudes who play hard defense.
That's fair. All right, so yeah. I'll give you. We'll see. We'll check in. We'll check in.
We're planning for the 3-month lease, and we're not going. No backup plan.
No backup. We have not picked schools.
Nope.
We're not moving the kids.
Nope. Haven't even changed our mailing address. Like we're just forwarding it for now.
I like it. Good. All right.
Last question for you, since we're doing awards. Who's your real life MVP of the season?
I mean, Jokic. Like he's just too good at basketball. And like, God, if that team was just more people, he's too good. And he's getting a little whiny, which is annoying. But like, you can't pick anybody else. Embiid's close.
Embiid has a really good case.
He does, and he's on a better team.
And he's a much better defender.
Yeah. I like if either one. I would say either one. I wouldn't be mad. But like it's those two. Like I don't think there's those two, and then there's good people that are obviously.
I would say Giannis is probably third in my ballot, and then,
sure,
but he's like a distant third, and then in this like Luka is probably fourth for me,
and then DeJounte should be up there from a statistical like standpoint, and like the only reason,
but a 10th seed is not going to win MVP ever.
Right? It's a shame because that's the only reason. But he had a near, like he had a very good season. But yeah, it's Embiid or Jokic by a long mile before anybody else is even strongly considered comparatively. Like I don't think those two. I'd be fine. Anybody else, I'd be like, really? Like, that is my pick. How about you?
I would also go Jokic though. I think Embiid has a case. If I could do co-MVPs, I probably would, honestly.
I feel
They're
like
so
Embiid
good.
gets some sympathy votes because Jokic got it last year, and like, I don't know. I could see that happening.
And he had, I don't know. It's hard to give it to a 6 seed also, but I guess Philly's only a 4 seed. But Jokic is a 6 seed with nobody, so yeah, it's got to be him. He's too good,
I
and
mean,
he's gotten better in some of his weak places. Like he's in better shape. He's better on defense, so like he's also improved.
mm-hmm.
Embiid's improvement has been like, oh, I figured out how to get 1,000 free throws and make myself unwatchable.
Yeah,
So
he is on. That team is unwatchable now.
I am very curious to see what happens with their first playoff series when whistles stop coming. Like, are they just going to implode immediately? Like, because like that's what Harden's thing always was. When the whistles stopped coming, he just imploded. And
neither of them I feel like are good together in terms of like, because like Harden also get frustrated and like whiny, and Embiid's gonna get frustrated and whiny, and I don't feel like they're gonna like exacerbate each other's like
it's not
foible.
the steeliest of mindsets among the two of them for sure. They don't really have strong leader.
They need a floor general.
Doc a strong leader, but
yeah, that was always Harden's dig too, right? Like he wasn't. You never got the impression that he was out there leading the team. Like Chris Paul, for all his faults, unbelievable floor general. Like no question, maybe one of the best ones in the ever.
According to like what everybody says, like everyone loves Harden. Like he's like a very likable guy to play with and to be like a friend of. But like, yeah, in a game 7, when you're getting kicked in the face and you need a comeback or you need someone to ice the game, he just traditionally hasn't been that guy. And I don't know if he could be that guy.
Yeah, so. I think that they're going to struggle with that. Whereas like,
yeah.
You
know, if he's staring down Durant or something, like I would take Durant 10 times out of 10 in that battle. Because Durant does the foul shit too, but like when it gets real, he just goes out there and wrecks people.
Yeah, he like people make fun of or like disparage clutch as a concept, but like if you're gonna call somebody clutch, like Kevin Durant is the bar.
Yes, he can literally get any shot he wants anytime he wants. So like that's pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah,
I don't like him as a player, but good Lord, what a player!
I think is that the place to end the season? Good Lord, what a player on Kevin Durant.
Yeah, sure, why not?
As always, this has been a pleasure, and the fans will have to wait a whole many months. We might have some summer interludes, but we'll see. Otherwise,
we'll try to make it happen.
Good season to you, sir.
Likewise.